Hello, everybody. Seems like this is the only time that I can go live. So I'm just going to talk to you guys for a couple minutes. It's not going to be that long. I'm sure a lot of people will catch the replay because it's late. It is 2:30 in the morning, but I stay up late. I stay up at least until like 3 or 4. I'm a night owl. So, how is everyone who's in here? Mama Bear, Clover, Shay, that girl, Yakety Yak, Jilly Bear. I hope you guys are all doing well. Um, so I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys because it's been a while. It's been about, I don't know, like 2 weeks since I've been live, and hopefully that'll change soon. But it's a lot. It's a lot. Like it's just hard for me. But I have been vlogging. 5:30 in Australia. Oh my goodness. Hey Lynn, how are you? Um, it literally has been crazy, my life, like, with the boys and school. It's just hard for me to be able to go live because I don't like to go live when my boys are up and around because they distract me. Um, so eventually it'll all come together. I know it will. But a lot has been going on, and I know a lot of you guys have been reading my community post, and I appreciate all the support. It means a lot to me. It really, really does, because um, you guys know that that's something that I'm very sensitive about. Not necessarily sensitive, just very aware, because I've been through it all my life. I go through it. It's my life. So um, I'm very aware of it. So when it's blatant, or when I see it, I'm always going to call it out. That's just the way I am. And I think when you hear those type of things, it brings out, uh, I guess you can say, different emotions. And some people can't relate to that. That's understandable. Some people can. But I'm digging your community post. Proud of what a strong woman you are. Oh, thank you, Emma Clover. I appreciate that. It's not always easy to stand up for what you believe in, but somebody's got to, and I'm always going to be that person. I don't care who it is, because at the end of the day, what I always say is, and it is a quote, but it's a quote that everyone that knows me very well knows about me. And I'm a very, very nice person. I don't talk about people in a derogatory way. I don't bash people for their looks. I'm not a bully in no way, shape, or form. I don't like the things that I see that is being done on YouTube, but I would never be like that. But I will say is, no matter how nice I am, if you're disrespectful, nice is not what you're going to remember about me. It's just not. Um, and that's just the way that it is. You can, um, first of all, that's the first thing people say about me. That's the first thing people say about me when they are bullying. The first thing people say is, "She's a clown." I don't care. I'm a clown. I wear makeup. I'm a makeup artist. It's what I do. So I appreciate the clown thing, and I just don't. I just don't care. It's not something that I've never heard before. It's not the first time I'm going to hear it. It's not the last time. And even looking like a clown, I still look better than you. So, but either way, I'm just going by. Never mind. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys something. Do any of you guys ever watch The Bachelor. Put a 1 in the chat if you've watched The Bachelor. Or The Bachelorette. I think it's The Bachelorette. I just remember this. Don't mistake my niceness for weaknesses. Yes, that's a Al Capone quote. And it's what I always go by. It's been a while since I've watched it, but I just remember this specific thing. So I wanted to ask you guys if you watch it. How are you doing, Robbie? A lot of people stopped watching it for sure. But I still watch it from time to time. I don't watch it that much. But I want to show you guys something. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me share my screen. I'm going to come on camera too because I figured I'd come on here before I wipe off my makeup and go to bed. So hold on. I'm going to share my screen. Wait a minute. Let me make sure that my iPad is charged. Make sure that my iPad is charged. All right, hold on. Make sure that my iPad is charged. All right, hold on. That's new. It says extra camera. What is that about? That's new. It says extra camera. What is that about? Oh, Lord. Like, I really like to listen to my own voice. I don't. Let's see here. Okay. Hold on. I don't think it's coming up, but hold on. They're saying something bad. Block and delete, Amanda. This is not coming up, so hold on, because I'm not good with this screen sharing stuff. I don't know who that is, but no. Okay. So let me see something here. Let me try again. I want to show you guys something. Hold on a second. I'm not good with sharing my screen. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I want to show you guys something. Let's see if this pops up. Okay. Let's click on it. Okay, so I remember when this happened. About a Bachelor contestant was allegedly called Blackie. Here's the inspiring way he handled racism. One contestant Andrew Poole allegedly leaned over to another during the show first rose ceremony and whispered she picked the two Blackies. After two African American men were picked to continue buying for Andy Dorfman's heart. ABC doesn't have audio of the incident, but it does have the video of Poole leaning over and whispering something to Ron. One of the African American men received a rose. So here's when he received the rose, okay? When Markel Martin, one of the contestants who was allegedly called Blackie, learned about the comment, he approached Poole about the sensitive topic in an inspiring way. On a group date, Martin addressed the issue head on. Andrew, I'd like to discuss something with you, he said calmly. What I heard, and I don't need anyone to chime in. I heard during the first rose ceremony that you made a statement that was very offensive to me. I heard that you said she picked the two Blackies. Poole Poole looked shocked and awkwardly laughed. Then he denied the statement. Okay. Before you start laughing, Martin continued, that term is very derogatory. I've never said anything like that in my life, Poole interjected. Martin pressed on, I hope you can understand as a man when there's something as sensitive and serious as a topic of race, it directly affects me. I find it hard to be around you. I find it hard to respect you. Being that I am a man of respect and I believe in talking to a man face to face, I want you to understand and respect where I'm coming from, that I will never stand for any type of talk like that, Martin said. He then ended the conversation and walked away. Later, the producers asked him about the incident. I'll let everyone else judge how he responded, Martin said. Maybe he did say it, maybe he didn't say it. I'm not going to sit up all night and say who is really telling the truth. I spoke my truth. A few weeks later, Martin Poole were asked about the incident again by ABC. Martin, who is religious, explained to Poole, I'm not attacking you, Andrew, because my faith calls me to forgive you anyway. But at the same time, I will never forgive the ignorance that is racism. Okay, and then there's a clip, but I don't know if I want to play the clip because, I don't want, what if they strike me or something? I don't know. Poole says the incident put his job in jeopardy, and he still claims he never made the derogatory comments. And that's it. But I remember when that happened. I don't know if anybody else ever watched it, if you remember, but I do. Hey, Goose. Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched it. But I do remember. I watch it here and there, and I just remember that happening. And I wanted to show that to you guys because this is what I want to say. Okay. Token Black people, the term Blackie, that is a derogatory comment. Okay. Jim Crow laws have stopped decades ago. Okay. And I am not the type of person who takes those kind of things lightly, for one. And for two, I'm not the type of person who would ever call somebody out on that if it wasn't to me a very, very hurtful and derogatory term. For people who can defend that creator, that's fine. You can defend her, but you're not going to tell somebody how they should and shouldn't feel about something you yourself have never went through. And also, and this to me is very important, it doesn't matter if you went to one other Black person and he made you feel validated by saying that that's not a racist term that you said, because he doesn't speak for all Black people. just like I don't speak for all Black people. Period. You don't know how that Black person feels if they were to hear a term like that. You don't know how Natasha's niece felt. When you make terms like that, there is no validation for that. And it doesn't matter who it's coming from, because at the end of the day, every Black person as an individual is different. And the Black person that you went to, who is a creator, he's not even offended by the N-word. That's him. And that's fine. He is entitled to feel however he wants to feel. Everybody's different. But what I'm saying is you're not going to take away from the fact that that is a derogatory, racist term, okay, that is used for Black people. Don't fuck with me on that, because it's not a game. Those types of things aren't games to me. It'd be different if you said, I shouldn't have said it. Okay, you say you shouldn't have said it, but then say, but it's not racist. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Just because he feels that way, I can guarantee you I can find 15,000 other Black people that would feel differently. Because I'll tell you right now, if my child comes home from school and says that somebody called him Blackie, you better believe I'm coming up to that damn school. And there's going to be a motherfucking problem. That's what I am saying. When you are ignorant, okay, and you say those types of things, do not gaslight people. Do not make it seem like it's nothing, because it is something. It is. And let me tell you something, there is going to be a day when my child comes home and he says, somebody called him that. It is what it is. And worse than that, because this is the world that we live in today. But it's never going to change if people stay quiet. And I'm not one of those fucking people. You can't sit there and talk about how Black people don't need this person, that person. No, we as Black people, we don't need fake allies, but we do need allies, especially white people. It is what it is. To open their mouth, to stand up for what's right. You're goddamn right we do. Sorry, I don't mean to say that. I don't say that. That's just something that just came out. God, please forgive me. I didn't mean to say that. But that is what I wanted to say. There is some people who may not be offended by those types of things, and then there's some people who are, some Black people who are. And I think for some people, and I'm not saying all people, but for some people, it's very easy for you to brush it off your shoulder. It's very easy for you to say it's no big deal. It's very easy. You don't go through it. You don't. So you don't get to tell me or any other Black person or any other person who even has a Black child. You don't get to tell them how they should and shouldn't feel, or how they should not care, or they're just words. Sorry, words have power. It sucks, but they do. And I was just talking to that girl about that. I guess it's very easy nowadays to call people like, we say in this world today, everybody gets offended by everything. You always have to be careful at what you say. So what? It is what it is. Okay. you do have to be careful over some of the things that you say. Unless you're a person that you just don't care if you hurt people, when you are making derogatory terms towards the mentally disabled, or you're making derogatory terms towards somebody who is of diversity, if you're making any kind of derogatory terms to somebody who is gay, homosexuals, anybody, okay? Those words hurt. It doesn't matter if you don't think that they should hurt because they're just words. They do, you know? And I don't know what they call it nowadays. I think it's millennials, but I was just telling that girl, like, I care about other people's feelings. I don't want to hurt anybody else. I just don't. That's just not me. But some people just don't care, you know? Um, But, I truly believe that words can hurt the worst. They can stick with you forever. Exactly, they can. They can stick with you forever. They can, really, really, bring you down. And, of course, you shouldn't let it. And that's what we teach our children. No, they don't know what they're talking about. It's just jealousy, blah, 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 blah. I get it. But in the same sense, that still doesn't take away that sometimes words hurt. And I'm not, the type of person who wants to hurt people. So I guess if I'm technically a millennial or whatever you want to call it, then I guess that's what I am, because I'm not going to be that type of person who's just going to say whatever, you know, um, simply just to hurt somebody. Right. But at the end of the day, and I say that a lot, take a shot every time I say end of the day. But that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I feel, even with the first comment that I um, wrote in my community post when this all started, it's very easy for people to sit there and say, you know, it's nothing, it's not racist, it's not this, it's not that. You're not going to tell me shit, especially if you're white. I'm sorry. Do not come on my community post telling me how I should feel when it doesn't happen to you. It doesn't affect you. So you don't care. You don't care. And there's some people who do, but there's some people who don't. I am, obviously was disgusted by that, but the whole situation. But what I'm trying to say is, when you you call yourself validated because you spoke to another Black person and you feel like he cleared it up for you, sorry, no, he didn't. He cleared it up for the people who watches him. He cleared it up for the people who watch you. He didn't clear it up for anyone else that it offended. I've had these discussions before, okay? Um, and he has blatantly said he doesn't care about those types of things. He doesn't care, about the N-word and stuff like that. There one creator who said it wasn't bad. YGW said, and basically took her side. I wonder if it's his dislike of Natasha for that reaction, but I honestly thought he was unbiased. I don't know. I seen, the little bit of what I seen, a clip of it. And like I said, that's fine. He's entitled to feel the way that he wants to feel. He's a grown man. He's entitled to that. But he doesn't speak for everybody. And you don't get to sit there and insult other people because they feel, other Black people, because they may feel differently. You feel the way you feel, and I feel the way that I feel. Oh, that's okay. Shelly's Hope, I know what you meant. Um, that's just life in general. People feel the way that they feel, and he doesn't care about it, and that's okay. He don't have to care about it. But to me, I do. It doesn't take much to open up, just to Google and say, is this a derogatory term? And that, like, she knows, and it's excuse after excuse after excuse. No, you don't speak for everybody, just like I don't speak for everybody. But I just remember that happening on the Bachelorette, and he handled it in a very, very classy way. And I remember that because I'm sure it was very hurtful to him, and he could have screamed and yelled and hollered, but he didn't. He just told this man, that's wrong. And like I said, everybody is entitled to feel the way that they feel, and everybody feels differently. And you cannot go off of one person and say, "Oh, I feel validated now," because one Black creator said it's okay. That's not how it works. Tell the kids that go to bed at night crying, thinking they are ugly because they are too Black, that they have ugly hair. I seen a video of a little girl once that made me cry. She was beautiful. I think I know what video you're talking about. I'm a Clover. Yes. Tell that to those, it's race. Race is a very sensitive subject, you guys. It is. I know that it is. It's not always easy to talk about. It's not. But somebody has to. Somebody has to, because it's not a game. This shit is serious. And racism is never going to end if people ignore it. It's never going to end. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Nobody is going to gaslight me into thinking any other type of way because another person feels differently. Okay. And it's not about that. It's about taking accountability for what you've done and learning from it. Not excusing it and acting as though it's nothing because you got the opinion of one. It's ridiculous to me. Even if it's 2 or 3 or whatever, it doesn't matter. I let 10 people listen to it and they were offended. What's your point? Come on, it really doesn't take many brain cells to think that that term isn't hurtful. I agree. Now she feels braver that he validated her. It really upset me and his overreaction towards CJ. I saw the replay and it was, I didn't watch the whole thing because I'm not, no, I'm not watching the whole thing. I'm just not. I did listen to a little bit of Natasha's live earlier, and I did hear CJ say that she went on there, blah, 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 blah. And that's unfortunate, but I would, I wouldn't, if I was CJ, I really, really wouldn't care, to be honest with you. But it's not even about feeling braver to sit there and say you feel validated. That's where you're crossing the line. That's when you're crossing the line. You're overstepping your boundaries, because at the end of the day, that doesn't validate shit. It doesn't. Not just because one person that's a creator that's Black, you went to him because he's Black. But yet Natasha's using, token, we're tokens, right? Me, Khalida, Nat A, we're tokens. But you went to him specifically to get validation. Period. But regardless, I just don't like people who don't take accountability for their actions. And it's not anything that I would ever expect from her anyway. But I'm just saying, just because I'm trying to convey to you guys where I'm coming from and why I do the things that I do and why I say the things that I say, because that's just me. I've always been that way. I ain't afraid of nobody. I'm just that type of person. Like, I will seriously fuck somebody up with my words. I don't care. If I don't like a person and I feel that they're being disrespectful, and I'm just trying to let you guys know and try to convey to you that I've always been this way. And it's just the way that my mother raised me. My mother just always raised me to speak up, especially against things like that. When she came back on live after saying it, her voice wasn't validated. She knew, in my opinion, it was wrong. When did she watch him anytime before? I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like life is short. Well, no, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say life is short, but so many people are just so ignorant, and they don't care about the things that they say and how their words can affect somebody. Um, and, thank God I went through the things that I went through, because I don't care what people say about me. I don't care if you call me a clown. I don't care if you call me John Wayne Gacy or whatever the fuck you said, because I think you look like Eileen Warnos, but that's just my opinion. Just like you're entitled to yours. I'm just the type of person who, if I feel strongly about something, I'm going to stand up for it. And if it wouldn't matter, even if I wasn't cool with Natasha, I would still stand up to that. That's just the way that I am. And I wanted to explain that to you guys, because there's a lot going on. And I know that there are subscribers who probably feel conflicted or, just so torn. My niece's boyfriend quit his job after what he witnessed with his boss a couple weeks ago. He was hurt and it bothered him. Oh, that's sad. She definitely knows it was wrong. Just really cannot stand her. I get it, Mama Bear. I really get it. It's hard to it's just hard, because when people say those type of things, it's just like, it doesn't take much. Like, I can literally right now, go on here. Okay. Okay, let's just type that in right there. And press this. Did it come up for you guys? No. I suck at sharing my screen, you guys. I'm so, not good with this. Hold on. I can literally go. Let's see if it works now. Why? I'm doing something wrong here, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's like I am so, not saying I'm not good with so not good with wait a minute, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm not good with StreamYard. Like, I need to get more familiar with it, but still. Now there's like something different on here and it says like extra camera. And I'm okay now. Never mind. I got it now. I got it. I got it. Okay. Let's see if it comes up. There we go. So then I can just press this right here and the term Blackie. And it says right here, usually offensive, a person belonging to a darkly pigmented race, a black person, any of several largely black or dark colored birds. Um, it doesn't take much to do that. It doesn't. So hold on, let me see something else. Oops, hold on, you guys. Even if I type it in here, hold on. I finally figured it out. So if I go to this, it says a user among, I don't even know what that says, who is characterized by retardation, lacking ordinary quickness and keenness of mind, dull, foolish, senseless, backward, disabled, handicapped, foolish, and a derogatory name of African Americans, which is intended to be offensive, a derogatory name for a Caucasian who has African American tendencies. Look at that Blackie over there. Look at that Blackie over there. He's white but acts black. It's just a way to dehumanize Black people. And it is not hard to look that up and blatantly see that. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Is that terminology old school? I've never really heard it used by anyone, and I'm 40. It definitely is old school. I'm a Clover for sure. It's more old school, but I've heard it in my lifetime when I was younger. I'm old school from 61. I've never heard these used before. He speaks whatever narrative he wants to push at the time, usually based off of his crowd and who he's bashing. Who are you talking about, Goose? Green Eyes. I remember with Charles Manson, he wanted to start a race war with the whole helter skelter crap. He would say Blackie and think Whitey, if I remember the case right. Yeah, I remember when Charles Manson was a very blatant racist. So I remember that. I don't specifically remember. I was trying to screen share that girl, but I figured it out. I sincerely hope Natasha's niece is okay after hearing that. Kids today have so much to deal with. They don't need more crap piled on at them. I truly wish they leave so everyone needs to leave children alone. You're right. Like, children should not be in this at all whatsoever. But yeah, I remember that with Charles Manson as well. I'm a Clover. I remember that. But yes, it's more old terminology. It's not something, and to me, it's like, even just instead of using that term, you might as well use the N word because to me, it's just as offensive. Um, but, you know, anybody who's been watching me for a while, I think the way that I've always felt about these types of things. Um, yes, it's similar to that term. Yes. Like I would never say that word. That's a derogatory term to white people. A very derogatory term, just like the other one. Oh, okay. Yep. You're right about that. I remember that now about Charles Manson, but I was into other things and didn't really listen to news about him. Yeah, I remember when he basically referred to Black people in that term all the time. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about that because you guys are. He said his boss was a racist and that his coworker was fired because he was Black. He didn't like that, so he quit. That's good that he quit, and I understand, you know, um, and I'm sorry that happened. It sucks. It really, really does. It sucks. This world is just so bad. And hopefully, and what my mother used to always tell me, it's not going to stop staying silent. You have to be vocal. You have to um, do the best that you can um, to spread awareness about things, to let things be known. It doesn't matter how embarrassing it is. It doesn't matter how sensitive the topic is. These are issues that happen every single day, these types of things, and staying quiet about it. How does it get anywhere if you stay quiet about it? I know that there are some people who think that these types of things shouldn't be acknowledged, or they also think that, Black people use these types of things to weaponize people, or they use racism to weaponize people. And to me, that's ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying that some people of diversity don't do that, but I'm saying that I'm not walking around calling just anybody a racist. Like, I would never do that. Even when a long time ago, Mandy had said some racially microaggressive things, that wasn't me calling her a racist. That didn't mean she was racist. It just meant that she was ignorant to say the things that she said. And with this term, though, to me, this term is flat out racist, in my opinion. But I have a majority of white friends. My children are biracial. My fiance is biracial. So I choose to stand up to these kind of things for them, you know? I found him very scary as I was just a kid. Oh my gosh, he was very scary. Charles Manson, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, he was scary. I mean, there is definitely some conspiracies and stuff with the Charles Manson case, but yeah, his eyes just, when you look in Charles Manson's eyes, it's like he has no soul. Like it's nothing but evil in his eyes. Like it's no. It's like we are going backwards right now with things and we need to change things. I agree. I agree. And the only way we can move forward is by acknowledging things and standing up to things, and it's not always easy. And I told you guys that it's not easy. It's not easy to say these things because then you put yourself out there for people to make fun of you, for people to find something to say about you and call you every name in the book and all that kind of stuff. But that's okay. Because at the end of the day, that's what people are going to do. They can't do anything else, so that's what they have to do. I can't understand how somebody wouldn't think it's not a racist term. I mean, come on, people. It's really not that difficult to just use common sense. I agree. You're on a roll tonight. Goose. For sure. I agree. But one day, I pray, it's probably not going to happen, but I pray that, um, why, hold on. I'm sitting here wondering why my ring light's not plugged in, and now I see why it's not, because it keeps getting unplugged. Makes me so mad. I think one day I'll have an open panel about this. We can talk about it. Obviously, it's late now, and I know everybody has to be tired. It's the morning for some people. It's nighttime for some people. But I just wanted to come on here. Like, I'm tired myself. Like, I've been doing laundry all day. You see those clothes folded in the back? It's not okay. You are beautiful and very sweet. You speak your mind, and some are intimidated by that, in my opinion. I agree. And it's okay for me, because those types of things don't hurt me. You know, some people get hurt by different things. Some people get hurt by different words, like people who have, a mental disability, things like that. Like, some people get hurt by different things, but when you've heard things throughout your life over and over and over again, those things don't bother me. It doesn't bother me to be called a clown. You think I give a fuck? It doesn't bother me for people to, you know, talk badly about me, but it does bother me when I see blatant racism. Yes, that bothers me. I don't give a fuck about people talking about that. Uh that's what I do. I don't care about that. Oh, thank you, Goose. You're so sweet. I honestly think their dislike for the other person blinds them to. I agree. I agree with you, Shelly's Hope. Um, because I feel like some people let their dislike for somebody blind them to the things that are blatantly in front of their face. You know what I mean? And I'm just never going to be that way. You know, if I don't like a person, I don't like a person. If I like a person, then I like a person. But if I like a person and I see that they are doing something wrong, I'm going to call it out. It is what it is. We all do things that are wrong, right? We're not perfect. Just be respectful. Live the golden rule. We are taught as kids this very simple phrase, yet as adults, so many people either forget it or they say, F it. I'll never understand it. And you're right. I'll never understand it either. Oh, I hate laundry too. I would really like to have more discussion about this. And yes, I love how you speak your mind on things. We will talk about this again. I do think you're beautiful. Their only clown is the one who said it. We'd call her name, but she cannot be. Yeah. No creators' names in the chat. I think generally people know it is negative. It is a negative thing to say. They just pretend they don't hide. They want to hide it, or they just don't care. I agree too with that girl. People, I feel like this, okay? Here's the thing. When I went live, when I first started talking about that creator, and what was I talking about? The live that I did where I was just addressing everything, and I think I was addressing her, GW, and I said, because she was talking about me, she started talking about me first. I never talked about her. All I did was call out hypocrisy, and it is what it is. As a creator, that's life. But I remember saying this specifically. I said, one day you're going to go off, okay? And something's going to slip out of your mouth. Okay. If you guys go watch my last live, not video, because I've been uploading a lot of videos. If you go watch my last live, I think it's at the very end, and I would put it up here, but just I'd rather you guys go watch it if you haven't. But at the end of the video, I said, you need to be careful. It was advice, like, be careful, because, some people get so mad as creators and they just come and they're just so reactive. And instead of calming down, just calming and taking it calm, taking it down a notch, and then coming on live. They just come on live because they're so mad, they're so pissed, and they start yelling and screaming, flying off the handle, and things slip out. Okay. And that's all I said, because, you're flipping out and all this kind of stuff. And I told her, I said, you keep coming on live. One day you're going to say something. You're going to say something that it's just going to slip out, and it's going to be really, really bad for you. I said that. And that is exactly what happened. Some people may know it's ignorant, but to me, in this particular case, I personally feel like it slipped out of her mouth. I feel like, and the fact that it slipped out of her mouth doesn't justify it. As a matter of fact, that's worse. You know what I mean? Things like that don't just slip out of your mouth if you don't say it, or if you haven't said it. So I think that she was just so mad. Obviously, if you listen to the clip, you can tell she was mad. I think she was just so mad that it slipped out. And instead of taking, full accountability for that, it's like backtracking. Oh, wait, no, I was talking to Natasha. Hey, Natasha, how are you, sweetie? No, I was talking to Natasha. I wasn't talking about her daughter, because technically you might as well say that's Natasha's daughter. That's her niece, but that's her daughter. And I think it just slipped out, and that's what I said on my last live. I said, one day you're going to fly off the handle because you're so damn reactive. Okay. And you're going to fly off the handle one day, and something's going to slip out of your mouth, and you're going to wish it never did. And it's going to be all bad. So that's what I think happened. When you get mad, things slip out of your mouth. Things that, like me, I just said the G word. God, please forgive me. I said the G word. Damn. I don't do that, but it slipped out and it's not something that I used to say it. I'm not going to lie. I've said it. Okay. But, but it's not something that I say often. Let's put it that way. Most people say things they don't mean when they're mad. I agree. Some people say things that they don't mean when they're mad, and then some people, things just slip out. And I don't think she meant for that to slip out of her mouth. Absolutely. I don't think she meant for it to slip out, but it did very well. And I don't think that if it wasn't in your vocabulary, it would have slipped out. But that's just my opinion. No, we know Natasha has no filter. And it's like, okay, when you get mad, things do slip out that you don't mean. Okay. When you get mad. But then, like I said, that can be a bad thing as well, because that she could be the type those words slip out. Maybe if she was to get mad at a Black person, you just don't know. There's no excuse for it, period. There's no excuse. No filter. I don't have a filter. Like, I try to be as politically correct as I possibly can, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. But I warned her. I told her, one day you just got to be careful with the things that you say online, because the internet is forever. It is. And I accidentally said the R word before. I did. And as soon as it came out of my mouth, you guys, because normally if something comes out of your mouth that's wrong, you're going to stop yourself and apologize. You're going to say, oh my God, like literally, you're going to stop yourself. That's not what happened here. She didn't stop herself. She just kept going and going and going and going and going and doubling down, doubling down, doubling down. You know what I'm saying? But when I accidentally said that word, and I'm not saying I've never said that word in the past, but it's not a word that I use in the present, nor would I ever use it ever again, because I know how that word can hurt people. But when I said it, I'm like, like I said a horribly bad word. I couldn't believe it slipped out of my mouth. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. So it's, you know, when something like that slips out of your mouth, you should apologize for it, take accountability, and continue on. That's how I look at it. Hey, Kelly, how are you, sweetheart? How are you, beautiful? Exactly. It's when you keep on moving and don't realize what you said, that it's a natural phrase for some. I agree. Like, I remember too when I said that, I was freaking out to my mods. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. And I remember it was Goose who said, Tia, it was a mistake. You're human. You made a mistake. Let people know that you're human. You apologize right after. You didn't just brush it off and say, no, you took ownership for it. And people need to see that. You took ownership and you acknowledged, you said, I cannot believe I just said that, because I couldn't believe I just said that. I had just called somebody that, which was that Mandy, and I didn't mean to. It was really, really bad. And she talked about me really bad for saying it. But then you hear a clip of her, and she says it like constantly, you know. But that's just how people are. It is what it is, as far as how people are so hypocritical, and they sit there and they try to judge you for something that they freaking say. But I remember how that accidentally slipped out of my mouth, and she was talking about me, saying she called me the R word, and she tried to use that to her advantage. And then there's a clip of her calling everybody and their damn mother the R word. So without apologizing, might I add. I do too. We talked afterwards. You wanted to clip it, and I didn't think you should, because you felt so bad about it, and it showed. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of it. I wanted to edit it out because I felt so bad and I didn't want to hurt anybody, and it was an accident. And I just remember Goose saying, you're human. You made a mistake. You apologize right after. If you apologize and take accountability for something right after you do it, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's different. Hey, Sailboat RN. Green eyes. I grew up in a small town with every race under the sun. I miss that now. But you guys are awesome and amazing. And I just wanted to talk to you guys for a minute, and just hold on. What is that? You can tell me what it is. But I appreciate you guys. What is it? My teddy bear? um, well, I see the circle, and it's my teddy bear holding the Sephora bag. Oh, I love you too, Kelly. You're just amazing. You really are. She is amazing. You guys, Kelly, seriously, um, she stands up for what she believes in too. If you're talking about my teddy bear holding the, oh, do you see the money too? Y'all are silly. um, but my fiance did that. He put money in it, and what else did he put in there? Money, and I think that's an eyebrow kit. I don't know what else he put on there. He's good at that decorating. But yeah, you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you guys being, yeah, it's something in the back. It's the teddy bear, if you guys can see it. Hold on. Oh, I'm always up this late. Hold on. All that damn makeup in the back. Yes, on the right side. Hold on. You guys see that thing right there? It's a Sephora bag, and there's money in there. I think that's real money. And um yep. That's all I have is like all I gotta organize and yeah, do all kinds of stuff with that in the back and change the aesthetic because it's starting to get on my nerves. But he did a good job. Do you guys see this one here? See that one? With the hat on? You guys can't see that one. He has on a hat and he has gold chains on, but he's not holding a Sephora bag. Thank you, Kat. That's so sweet. Thank you, Sailboat RN. I appreciate that. But yeah, it is. I don't know who that is, but yeah, I'm just going to always talk about this kind of stuff. You guys probably came in just in time. I literally just laughed out loud. I think my neighbors are like, I can't believe you guys are just noticing that. But then again, I haven't been live that much lately. So where is Robbie? I don't see him. But yeah. I'm a closer. Are they talking about Doja Cat? My favorite topic. No, they're talking about that thing right there. Or no, right there. That's my teddy bear. It's a teddy bear, you guys, holding the Sephora bag. And there's money in the Sephora bag, but I don't think people, can you guys see the money? I didn't think you guys could see that. The limp teddy. Yeah, it's limp. You guys get your mind out of the gutter. It's just get your mind. It's a teddy bear. um, but yeah, what was I talking about? No, there's nothing. Well, there's two teddy bears. There's that one and that one, but yeah, it's Tia After Dark for sure. Isn't that what the title is? Hey, Nikki Rex, how are you? Yeah, I know. I shouldn't be live this late, but I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about everything. And I appreciate um I need I just wish that more people could see things for what they truly are. It's not always easy for people to see that, but people are so blind by their hate for somebody or just because they don't like somebody or whatever the situation is. I just wish some people could see things for um I just wish people could see things for what they are. And I'm always going to talk about these kinds of things, and I know it's not always going to make people comfortable. It's not. Um and it's not always comfortable for me to talk about it either. Like it's not comfortable for me to always talk, not always, but if I see something or if I see people making racist statements or if I see people, age shaming or weight shaming or whatever the situation is, it's not always going to be easy to call those kinds of things out because you're putting yourself out there and you're putting yourself out there for people to sit there and judge you and call you a clown and make fun of you and blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to do it. And I understand that it makes people can if you let's put it this way. If you are not black or of any diversity, you don't get to tell me how to feel about anything. You don't get to tell anybody how they should feel. Or if you don't have a child uh, that has to endure that, or you have a child that's diversity, black, both, whatever the situation is, you don't get to tell people who have to watch that or who have to endure that how they should or should not feel. And people can say whatever. It's not ever going to stop me from saying what I have to say. Period. Not even close to being down, Nikki Rex. Nope, not at all. Maybe a little tired, but I'm not down at all. So, you guys can, people can make fun of me, they can talk about me, whatever. I'm cool with it. I've been through it, I lived it. So you don't have to send me things. Like I understand that some people care. And, they want to show me things that are being said. And I understand. I don't mind people doing that. That doesn't bother me. But when it's every single time my name is being said in a way that people are, making fun of me or talking about my eyebrows, talking about my makeup, I don't care about that kind of stuff, you guys. I grew up hearing that stuff. You know how long I've been doing makeup for? Okay. It's been a journey. Okay. And people are always going to say those things. I'm used to that. I don't care what people say about that. Now, if people are saying Tia's, she's not, I don't know, anything that doesn't have to do with people slamming your looks, because that's the only thing people do when they don't have anything else to do, or when they want to make themselves feel better, or they want to discredit you. That's the first thing people are going to do. That's what haters do. They talk about your looks. But if you think for 1 second that I give a shit about a person who talks about my looks that I've never seen come on camera before, no, I don't. And even if she did come on camera, I still wouldn't care. um, I'm not a conceited person by any means, but if you are going to bash me or bully me or make fun of me because of my looks or the way I do my makeup or whatever the situation is, you're already ugly to me. You're already ugly. So that's why I say you can't hold a candle to me. Sorry. It just is what it is. But I'm your fat and sassy taken friend. Yes. And I don't, it's my opinion, but I don't think Natasha's fat. So I know fat. And I think people like that show with that woman that's trying to lose weight. I forget her name, but she's very overweight. That's fat to me. And I don't even like the term fat, overweight, or whatever. That's overweight to me. To me, I look at Natasha like she's thick. But that's my opinion. Um, what'd you call me? Who called you something? But exactly. People weight shame, age shame, look shame. That's what people do when they can't talk about something else. So if people bash you for your looks, to me, you should kind of take that as a compliment, because that means they can't find anything else on you. So they have to bash you for the way that you look. So I would take that as a compliment. We got haters all over the place, you know? I I love my mirror, you feel me? Right. That's how I raise my boys. Um, my boys are always looking in the mirror. All my boys are just drop dead gorgeous. Um, my fiance is just the most handsome guy in the world. All of my boys are. So I consider myself very blessed. And I don't care what people think about me when it comes to that. So if people are like talking about my looks, you don't have to send that stuff to me, you guys. But if somebody's talking about me and my character, you can send that to me, you know? But that's people's bashing you for your looks. Fuck all that. I know the feeling. Oh, I love me some me. And that's the way it should be. Everybody should be able to look in the mirror and be proud of what they see every day. Everybody should be able to look in the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are on the inside as well as the outside. You're beautiful by the way that you treat people. You're beautiful by the things that you do for people, and you don't expect anything in return. That's what makes you beautiful. You're beautiful because you stand up for people who can't stand up for themselves. You're beautiful because you put your family before yourself. You're beautiful because you strive to be a good person on the inside, a beautiful person on the inside, and it radiates on the outside. That's what makes you beautiful. And anyone else who thinks that just because you look in the mirror and you have a beautiful face or whatever, there's so much more to being beautiful than that. So much more. So, do I care if somebody like that woman is bashing me for the way that I look and she won't even come on camera? You are sadly mistaken. I never said anything about her. I never said anything derogatory about her. I never said anything bad about her. All I said was, I'm sitting here watching you lie. I'm listening to you lie. That's a problem, and that's what I do. You may not like it, but if you have a channel as a creator and you are saying bad things and you're lying and you're just all over the place with your lies, people are going to call you out for that. And that's what you do, not to mention that's what you do every day on your channel. So you can't get mad if somebody does it to you. But I would never bash her for her looks or bash her for this, bash her for that. Well, now I will because she does it to me. But and two wrongs don't make a right. I know that. But if you're doing those types of things, people are going to call you out on that type of behavior. I'm interested in human behavior. I always have been. And watching it here on YouTube is, whew, it's crazy. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed, but when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell you don't know you're beautiful. I know that song. What is that song? What's the name of that song? I agree. I agree. Miss Liverbird, I agree. Yeah, you gotta take the compliment when people compliment you. It may feel awkward, but it's good when people compliment you. Wild for sure. I'm just tripping at how fast the last year has gone by. It has gone by so fast, it's ridiculous. I cannot even believe that it's March already. You don't know you're beautiful. Well, that's a beautiful song. It's One Direction, You Don't Know You're Beautiful. Yes, I love One Direction. As a matter of fact, I used to love their song, It's Too Late to Apologize. And you know how when you think about a song and then you go turn, like I went on Facebook, that was the first thing playing, Too Late to Apologize. I'm like, are you serious? Like I was just thinking about that song. But I hope that you guys get what I'm saying now. Yeah, it's a very good song. I will always do this. And for some people, it may make them feel uncomfortable. For some people, they're standing up just like I am. And some people don't care. But here's what I will say. And this is what I wanted to say, okay? You don't have the right. Well, you can have the right and do whatever the fuck you want to do. But I'm telling you, as a Black woman, just because another Black creator told you that it's okay what you did, what you said, and now you feel validated by BX telling you, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not how it works. Okay? It doesn't work like that. You may feel validated because one Black person told you, oh, that's not racist. That's on him. Okay? That's his decision. That's his opinion. But I can tell you right now, the majority wouldn't be okay with that word. Period. So, and you sitting there and calling me and Natasha's two other friends who happen to be Black, calling us her tokens, and basically saying that Natasha uses us, like you said, that Natasha uses her own niece, like ridiculous. But I digress. Um, that's the same thing as what you did by running over to a Black creator to validate what you said. No. No, 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 no. It doesn't work like that. That's not life, period. He's okay with that. Okay, fine. He can be okay with that. But I'm not. And I can only speak for myself as a Black woman, but I also can speak for my fiance who's Black. I can also speak for my oldest son who's Black. I can also speak for my friend who heard it. She's Black. So you can't just go by one person or two or three or four and say that you feel validated just because you got approval from him. That's ridiculous. And those are the type of things that I will always call out. You want to run over there? Fine. You feel validated? Great. That's on you. You feel validated all you want to. But I'm telling you, he doesn't speak for all Black people, just like I don't. Those evil words were taught from childhood, in my opinion. It slips off her tongue too easy. I agree. That's what we were talking about. I don't know if you were in here, but like I said, when something slips out, I don't necessarily believe that that's something that slips out that you don't say. You know what I mean? Like when I was mad and slipped and said the R word, my initial and first reaction was, oh my God, like, I cannot believe I just said that. Like, because I was so mad. And it's not a word that I ever use. Have I ever used it? Absolutely. But it's not a word that I have ever used like recently or anything. So my initial reaction is, of course, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to hurt anybody or offend anybody by saying that. That wasn't her reaction. Her reaction was, I'm doubling down. It's not, and still saying that it's not racist. And I'm saying, yes, it is. And that was a term that was used all the way back in the day towards Black people. But like I said, let's wake up, people. Jim Crow laws are gone. They're gone now. So that is really all I wanted to talk to you guys about. I just didn't want to put it in a community post. I wanted to come on here. I will try to come on here, obviously, more consistently with lives, hopefully very soon. Those evil words. Oh, yeah, I read that. Racist people don't want to be around any people of another race. They surely wouldn't adopt a family member of another race if they were racist. Amen. I agree. And I think that was the number one argument in my comment section. And on my community post in my comment section, that's the number one argument. Everybody's always diverting things back to Natasha and what she said 3 years ago. And I'm sorry, unless you can show me something recent that she said, you lose all arguments with me. We're not talking about Natasha. We're not talking about what she said 3 years ago. We're talking about what this other creator said 2 days ago. Like, that is a huge deflection. And some people are just good at deflecting. It's always look at this person for what they did, but don't look at me for what I did because I didn't do anything wrong. She's the one who did this wrong. That's what deflection is. And I don't give a shit. That deflection shit don't work with me. And the biggest thing that people should take away from this is you cannot tell somebody how to feel. People feel the way that they feel. And if you have never endured what a Black person has endured when they've heard or have been called that word, you don't get to tell me how to feel. Right. And when you have said something awful, it hits you in the heart and stomach. It should anyway. It should, absolutely. It should. If something is, If you've said something wrong, of course that's going to it's going to initially you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh." Like you're going to initially be like, "I can't believe I said that." Just like I said the G, damn. That's not something that I always say. Have I said it? Of course, but that's not something that I always say. So of course I'm going to my reaction is going to be, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe I just said that. God, please forgive me." But you're always going to immediately try to correct that and make it right and take accountability for that, you know. And I think sometimes not necessarily for myself because I just don't think she's capable of being genuine and being regretful, you know. So I don't expect anything, but you better believe I'm going to turn this into an educational moment because you never know who's watching you. And you never know. There could be somebody right now who's not saying anything, who has said that derogatory term towards a Black person before, what she said, and probably maybe didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Maybe they're living under a rock. Or maybe they said it and never thought how much that can affect somebody, how that can affect a Black person, how much that could hurt a Black person. Maybe, and maybe they'll stop. You just don't know. So I'm always going to take things like this and try to use it to educate people, to let them know, like, this is not right. This is wrong. Calling people your, or even saying, that creator's two Black friends or three Black friends are just her tokens is racist in itself. To automatically think that that's wrong. That's racist in itself, in my opinion. You need a conscious for that. Unfortunately, they haven't got one. Yeah. And sometimes people don't have a conscience. It doesn't weigh on them. They just don't care who they hurt, how they hurt, whatever. But hopefully, like I said, things may not change, but like I said, I'll stand up for what I believe in, and nobody has to believe me. People can say it's not. I don't give a shit if you think it's not a big deal. You don't have to think it's a big deal. It doesn't affect you, so you don't care, and you don't have to care. But if you don't care, stay off my community post. If you don't care, don't watch this video. Go watch something else. It's that simple. No one deserves to hear that. No one deserves to go through those types of things. And yes, words are words, but I'm sorry, you cannot sit here and tell me that words don't hurt, because they do. Just like that guy on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. He said something, but he handled it in a very classy way. And he said, what you said was wrong. And that man knows he said it. He knows he said it. But he's not going to admit it. Of course he's not. He's on public national TV in front of millions of people. Do you really think he's going to admit to saying it? That's why he whispered it. He didn't say it out loud. But unfortunately, an African American man heard him say it. Thank you, that girl. That means a lot to me. So this African American man heard him say it, and he acknowledged it, and he said, like, today in 2022 or whatever, this is wrong. This is wrong for you to use that term to describe two Black men. And I think that's commendable how classy he handled that. I really do. But I will try to be on here tomorrow. I know that all of you guys probably want to go to sleep because it's late. It's the morning for some people. It's nighttime for some people. It's afternoon for some people, maybe. But I appreciate you guys being in here. And I wasn't even expecting 30 people to be in here this late. So I appreciate you guys for that. I will, like I said, try to be on here more consistently, hopefully soon. Thanks for, pointing out my limp teddy bear holding the Sephora bag. I'm glad that made somebody's night. But thank you, Shelly, for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys all for being here. Um, I love you guys. I think you guys are amazing. Thank you for being so respectful in chat. Um, thank you to my mods for being amazing. And I will. Hey, Mustang Sally. Tia just got here. I missed the live. That's okay, sweetie. Just watch the replay. Is it 2 a.m. there? It's 4 o'clock in the morning here. And I gotta get up in 2-3 hours to get the kids off to school. But I stay up late this all the time. Thank you, Yakety Yak. Good night, everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night / day. Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself. Remember how beautiful you are. Strive to be beautiful on the inside because that's what matters. And hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow because I do miss coming on here and having fun with you guys. Great live. Thank you for being here. Just appreciate it. Make sure you sub if you have it. Thank you so much, Emma Clover. I gotta get God bless Kat. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mama Bear. I love you guys so much. I gotta get a couple more mods eventually, but I love you guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for being so understanding and supportive. And I will try to be on here tomorrow. Deuces.